Welcome back, it's me, Lou. Alright, so for today's short video, it's going to be a toy haul video. I apologize in advance, we will not be unboxing these figures. I'm a big fan of the McFarlane Mortal Kombat line, and this is a line of toys that I just collect strictly mint in box. The reason being is mostly because I don't have anywhere to display them, and I'm a much more bigger fan of displaying my toys mints in box hanging on a wall than loose on top of a shelf, especially when it comes to these figures. I'm very nostalgic and sentimental when it comes to Mortal Kombat. I'm a big fan of the property, and these figures, for me, they look fantastic as they are in the box, and I just love seeing them all on display while they're still in the packaging. You know, if you're a loose collector, you might not get it, but if you're like me and you collect stuff, you know, mint on card or mint in box, you know, that makes complete sense. So to make up for that fact, we're going to take a look at 3 figures that I purchased recently. And let's start off. First, we have Baraka. And I love this release of the figure. This is the much more recent release of Baraka. We've got him before. I think we got him. This might be the 3rd version we received already. I believe there was a slightly different sculpt on this guy, and then there was a bloodied version. What attracted me the most to this version, though, is that this costume is a little bit more in line with Baraka's original look as he appeared in Mortal Kombat 2. It's not like a one-for-one accurate representation, but for me, this costume feels a little bit more on the iconic side. As you can see, he has his crazy face. Comes with a brain accessory, which is kind of disgusting. I'm assuming you just prop that on top of his spikes, you know, the kind of extrude from his forearms. The sculpting is amazing, much like every McFarlane Mortal Kombat action figure. You have a display base, and it's really spot on. This is really Baraka. It looks great. The back, nothing really going on, just that image of Scorpion. So, wonderful looking figure. Really stoked to have him. The figure I'm really excited about that I picked up was this. What I like about the Mortal Kombat line with McFarlane is that they'll give you non-Mortal Kombat characters in the line. I think that's mostly because, you know, the game has features DLC and guest appearances and stuff. Like previously, they gave us the Joker, which is a great Joker figure that, you know, the DC Multiverse line of figures by McFarlane already has I think a dozen different Joker figures. But the one that came out under the Mortal Kombat banner is actually really well done, and that blended in easily with your DC Multiverse figures. Likewise, Commando Spawn here would go great in your Spawn collection. I'm a huge fan of the Commando Spawn character, or this iteration of the character. Especially in the late 90s with the original McFarlane Toys version. You know, looking back, it's such a silly looking action figure, but you know, throughout the last few decades, it's always fun to see how the figures evolved in terms of the engineering and the character design. This is a great figure. It's kind of weird because he doesn't come with any firearms. He comes with his, you know, these plasma looking shotgun kind of deals. And he does have a pistol, but unfortunately it's sculpted and strapped onto his leg. McFarlane, they are fortunately releasing a weapons pack. You know, I think that's something you can buy directly online from their website. And I think that's a must purchase, you know, if you really want to complete the look of this figure. The plasma effects are cool, but if you want to give Commando Spawn guns, definitely you know, deck them out with the guns from that accessory pack. Or, you know, there's some of the Spawn figures that are currently on shelves right now. There's the She Spawn, I think it's She Spawn, and she comes with all those accessories. She comes with tons of guns. You know, easily give some of those guns to Commando Spawn, and you can easily complete his look. Again, nothing going on the back of the box here, but great figure. Let's take a look up close of the sculpting. He has the bandana over his face, the high collar, and much like Commando Spawn in the past, he has the bullets, the grenades, and it's really cool too, especially with the strap of bullets here, he's actually missing some. So it adds a little bit of realism to it. He has his spiked gauntlets and boots. So yeah, really excited about this figure. And this is one of those things, if I came across this figure again, I'd probably get another one just to open up loose. Like I said, you know, if you're not a mint on-card collector, you don't really understand the mentality of keeping it in the package. But for me, I don't know. I just like having them in the boxes sometimes, especially with Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat a lot. And for me, just to be able to display all the figures, you know, in the package, it just looks really, really cool. Up next, we have Nightwolf. The character debuted in Mortal Kombat 3, and this is his kind of much more evolved look. He doesn't look as silly as he did back in the day, although I am very nostalgic for the retro look. Storm Collectibles, they have their line of Mortal Kombat action figures, and for me, that's something I'm contemplating getting into. The only thing that's holding me back is the price point. Because I believe those figures, you know, the retail price, I think they're marked at like $60, but you know, the secondary market prices on those jump really fast. So you could pay upwards to like $80 to even like, you know, well over $100 depending on what the figure is. And Storm Collectibles, you know, they're producing a line of action figures that are larger in scale than these, and the properties they have in terms of fighting games. They have Street Fighter, they have Streets of Rage, they've produced figures for some of the SNK arcade games like King of Fighters, World Heroes, and Samurai Showdown. So that's, for me, that's like, I'd love to collect that line because I'm a big fighting game fan, and the fact that there's a single company making action figures across all those different arcade games from different companies, it's really cool because they're all in scale with each other. Like, you know, the Terry Bogard from like King of Fighters, Fatal Fury, is to scale with, like, you know, the Kung Lao figure from their Mortal Kombat line. So for me, the Storm Collectibles line is something I kind of want to get into, but at this late in the game, I don't want to go back and try to get some of the figures that were released, you know, previously. Like, I think there was a Goro figure, and I think maybe Shao Kahn, and those go for so much money. So for now, I mean, I'm just kind of like whetting my appetite with this McFarlane stuff. And McFarlane, it's always quality. I believe McFarlane produces the best action figures on the market right now. You know, the price point on McFarlane figures, they're very affordable. The level of detail and the action figure engineering, I think, is second to none. You know, NECA produces great action figures that are well sculpted, but I don't think they're engineered nowhere near as nice as a McFarlane figure. You know, McFarlane figures are a lot more durable than a NECA figure, and they're a lot more posable and even playable. Marvel Legends by Hasbro, I think, are great action figures, but they still feel more like, you know, standard toys, where McFarlane feels like it borderlines that premium collectible toy line. You know what I mean? It's still a toy, but it's a lot more premium in quality. And for me, I'm kind of hoping that in the near future, you know, like maybe Hasbro steps up their game and, you know, reintroduces a new toy line where the quality is at this level. Because I really think McFarlane produces, you know, the best action figures on the market. All right, so with that being said, if you were looking for a full review, I apologize. But at the same time, I hope that this gives you some insight if you're a McFarlane fan or a Mortal Kombat fan, you know, what to look out for. For me, I found these through Amazon at stock retail prices. I know that Walmart and GameStop carry Mortal Kombat figs, so if you're on the hunt for these, check those stores out. Again, these are fabulous looking action figures. Let's take one last look at them real quick. We have Commando Spawn, looks amazing. Great attention to detail. If you're a fan of Spawn and of this character especially, you know, this is worth picking up. If you're a big fighting game fan, or if you're into Mortal Kombat, you know, these figures never disappoint. You know, if you're an older fan like me, you know, you might be disappointed that these aren't necessarily the much more iconic looks of the characters, but nonetheless, these are, you know, superb. You know, they come with an incredible amount of accessories. You know, he comes with his he comes with his energy axes, his bow and arrows, and a display stand. Very, very unique sculpting and detailing. And then we have Baraka. So these are all fantastic, and you know, much like McFarlane does, they'll double or even triple dip with some of these figures. So chances are, if you're not fond of like a very specific color scheme, you know, wait a couple of months, and chances are they might give you a bloody repaint with a different costume. So, alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.